But these YouTube streets have been buzzing. Why is that? The God has come back out, The Brooklyn from Marcy Projects. Brooklyn God, Hove himself, is back out in these streets, and he got everything going crazy. He's got everything going crazy, right? He reminded everybody why he's, God MC, Jehovah. My man tapped in, said a few things. Everybody's going crazy. But I'm gonna let you guys in on something also. The new format in terms of facts over feelings. The new format is everything is rooted through the perspective and the lens of business, right? So we're going to get back to the business on everything, not just the salacious talk. We can do it. Anybody can do that. But we got to get down to the business first, right? So Jay's been out. The Roots picnic, 2-day picnic, star-studded, fantastic, right? Tickets were sold out. Bodies as far as the eyes can see, right? The headliner. well, first, right? You had a few key stars. Erykah Badu was up there, right? T.I., right? De La Soul. But the headliner is the one that has everybody in a tizzy right now. Jay-Z, Sean Carter himself, popped out. He popped out, pulled the locks out. Now he got the fro. All right. But he, in the midst of his set, he pulled out a little diss track. People have been coming for his head. Right? So, what he usually does, he waits for everybody to get it all out, and then he hits everybody at one time. Like go back to Takeover. Anyway. So, but he mentioned a few names, right? Nicki Minaj, right? Kanye, Tory Lanez, right? Dame Dash, to say a few, right? The rhyme was dope. I'm not even gonna hold you. I've seen some footage, people trying to say it wasn't that dope, this and that. You can hate for hating, just for the sake of hating, but it was dope, man. I don't think I ever heard Jay-Z spit a whack lyric, Matter of fact, I've heard him spit some even hotter lyrics. He kind of had to dumb himself down a little bit, right? Had to dumb down and double his dollars. Remember that? Anyway, but everybody's been speaking on the salacious talk about all of the darts that have been thrown the way of, and also, my bad, pardon me, one half of the group Oskino and Sparks from North Philly, right? They were down with Sticks property also. Oskino's about that action. Don't get it twisted, all right? But he pulled a hammer out on everybody, right? Said everybody's names, talked about people's situations, right? Dame's teeth falling out. I mean, you name it. You feel me? And people have been speaking on the diss track. Hey, pretty fire. If I say so myself, it's pretty dope. All right. Now, like I said, we have to get down to the business part. Get to the business. I'm gonna say that it's my belief. I don't know, because I don't know Jay like that. But if you want to study the unknown, you first start by studying the known first. You feel me? So what do we know? Jay has a history of putting people on the Summer Jam stream, but people think it's just for the sake of, dissing somebody. You know what I'm saying? He has a history of doing that, but for the purposes of bringing more attention and light to those people. That's the business side, right? Let's not forget the history of Jay's interactions as it relates to, so-called beefing on wax. All right? Because remember in '99 when he was going at, well, not really going at, but 50 came, 50 threw a light shot at him and How to Rob. And Jay came back with go against Jigga, your ass is dense. I'm about $1. What the flip is 50 cents, right? And 50, being a true businessman, a true hustler that he is, He said, hey, man, I appreciate that shout out, B. I should send him a bottle of champagne for that. Remember that? And 50 used that to help catapult himself even further than he was going, right? Or, just not forget, in 06, when Jimmy, JJ, had the song, Ballin', all right? Anyway, so when Jimmy and Jay had a little spat, wasn't that serious, just a small little spat, right? Jay actually used Jimmy's Ballin' track and remixed it with Brooklyn. Remember that? And that helped to boost Jimmy's profile, and he came out with the Ballin' remix. Only a hustler will understand, man. Only a hustler will. All attention is good attention, right? So-called bad or positive, you use it all for your benefit. You feel me? Especially when somebody of Jay's caliber is shouting you out on a track. If he's shouting you out, use that. So it's my belief that he's actually helping the business of those people that he mentioned on that actual platform or on that show, right? On the show. So, and these people are smart. They're smart business people. If not, they have people around them who are smart, right? But, Oskino, he has a podcast out now. It's booming. He's doing this thing, right? He's doing this thing. Right? Dame has the race car team that he purchased, right? Plus he has a couple of programs coming on BET. I don't know if anybody peeped that out, right? But he has some programming coming out on BET. That's only going to boost the profile of that content, right? Can only help, can't hurt. You feel me? And Dame's a true independent, so of course he's going to use that shout out to help boost his profile too. You feel me? Nikki, right? You know what I'm saying? She's going to use that to get her name back into the stratosphere, right? Ye is out on tour right now. You don't think he could use even more attention to his profile? Yeah. He's going to sell a whole lot of merch. He's going to sell a whole lot of product, right? Clothes, albums, and Jay shouting him out subliminally, because he don't really say names like that. But Jay shouting him out is only going to help to boost Ye's, revenue streams. You feel me? And increase his net worth even more so, especially because he's not doing business with the people no more. You feel me? All right. So if you want to get down, if you want, so you can do the salacious talk. Anybody can do that. That's easy to do. But when you get down to the business, it gives you a whole different perspective on situations. You feel me? So I believe that Jay was actually giving them an alley-oop to help to boost their profile, right? And it doesn't hurt, because it seems like Jay actually showed two things actually. He showed that he has an understanding of the algorithm, right? And how to manipulate it. Because this whole week, everybody's been talking about Jay. You know what I'm saying? Drake came out with an album. It did its thing. Jay took the air out of the room with that one, right? The Knicks doing their thing. People still talking about it, but this information has overshadowed even that, right? So I believe Jay has an understanding of algorithms, and he has an understanding of now his value, right? The fact that everybody's talking about it, good, bad, or indifferent, means that his name still holds weight. You feel me? So don't get it twisted. Jay's still doing his thing, and he still has influence. Still has influence, even though people are trying to throw dirt on his name. But that's just a show of the influence that he still got. Because you don't care about anything that you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't hate something that you don't care about. The fact that people hold such emotional opinions on the matter means that they still have some level of respect for the boy, right? So that's my take on the matter, that if you look on the business side of it, everything begins to make more sense. Things don't look as haphazard. You feel me? It looks like it's more strategic. It's more like, those chess moves everybody be talking about. but it's all based in business though. At the end of the day, right? Because if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You feel me? So, but Jay's gonna actually also do his concert over Yankee Stadium too. This is gonna assist with the profile of that too. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens, but those guys are gonna benefit, right? And understand if you guys take the if you guys have the wherewithal, peep the play, and understand how to use it, right? So how to boost your situation. There's a lesson in there too. There's always a lesson that you can learn from if you know where to look. You feel me?